Larry. My other brother Larry.
Oh, wow.
My brother Daryl over there. Larry Hepner's my name. I have a business called Embroid Me, North Phoenix, and it's a franchise. And to jump back a little bit, I'm from Kansas originally. When I was in high school, I had a tryout with the Kansas City Royals. Didn't make it, couldn't run 90 feet fast enough. But I was in the radio business for 30-some years, and so I was an on-air jock. I lived in Denver and Indianapolis and Phoenix twice and Portland, Oregon. So my kids went to preschool in one state and middle school in another state. And some of them graduated in Oregon and some of them graduated in Arizona. The thing about being in the radio business or the entertainment business is I got fired 3 times, and each time had to move to another city. And the last time I got fired, it was about 5.5 years ago. I was running, I actually created 98.7 The Peak, which is no longer in existence. It just went all sports about 6 months ago. But I was running 98.7 K-Light back in the early 2000s, and I changed K-Light over to The Peak in 2004, and we went from 14th to 2nd to 1st in about a 6-month period of time.
Wow.
And it was the #1 rated radio station in Phoenix. I went on to consult stations in Washington, D.C., and St. Louis, and San Francisco. But about 5.5 years ago, I got a new general manager who wanted his own guy, and he called me into his office one day, and I was 6 months away from my contract ending, and I thought we were going to talk about a new contract, but he was calling me to tell me they weren't going to renew my contract. And I said, well, what does that mean? I work until February, this is in October. And he said, no, tomorrow can be your last day, or Friday at the latest. And it was just that quick for me to be done in the radio business. And so I decided at that point I didn't want to move again. I'd moved too many times. My kids were established young adults in Phoenix, and I have grandkids here. And so I decided to look for a business, and I went to a start your own business entrepreneurial get together downtown Phoenix, and I looked at different franchises, and each franchise I looked at, I would say, if I bought this business, what would I do all day? Because I was heavily involved in running my radio stations, and I saw this company called Embroid Me, and I used to buy about $30,000 worth of the stuff that I now sell at the radio business, in my radio stations, and I gave it away. Pins and cups and you name it, tchotchkes and tricks, just all kinds of stuff. My staff was decked out in everything because it's all about branding and marketing yourself and trying to stand out from the rest of them. There was 35 radio stations in Phoenix, and how were you going to be different and stand out from everybody else? So that's why I decided to buy the business. I have several radio stations that are my clients. I'm A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Most of my competitors are not. A lot of my competitors work out of their house or their basement, sewing shirts and whatnot. I have a full store at 7th Street in Bell. I have employees. So we've been in business there for about 5.5 years. And business has grown every year. Used to be summertime was a tough time in Phoenix in our business, and now with all the school stuff we do, we're pretty darn busy there as well. So my store, we call it a resource center because we really feel like we're kind of like an opportunity, like when you go into a home improvement place or a carpet place, you go in there and you meet with a consultant who helps you decide what you want to do with your kitchen or your living room and how to help you decide what furniture and all that kind of stuff. We do the same thing in our business. We sit down and we brainstorm with you the things that you need to do to help you market your business with all of your clients. When you give away stuff to your clients, you want to make sure it's the right stuff. It's not stuff that just goes in the trash because you're wasting your dollars. So we have the Resource Center at 7th Street in Bell. Come by and say hi to us. And as I look around the room here, usually when I'm in these networking meetings, a half a dozen people in the room usually have shirts on that I've done the embroidery. And here I'm 0 for. Although you're not wearing anything, I know I do stuff for. I mean, you're wearing clothes, but you're not wearing my logo. So.
I guess it's all right. We give you 10.